What if one of the greatest zombie movies ever made is coming back to theaters right before its director drops something even more insane? What's good, people? I'm Travis, and this is the Final Cut, your daily pulse in horror. It is Tuesday, April 14th, and today we're talking legacy horror coming back, new psychological horror hitting production, and a major director stepping deeper into the genre. Let's get into it. First up, one of the most important zombie films of the last decade is officially coming back. Train to Busan is getting a 10th anniversary re-release in North America theaters this August, and not just any release, 4K on the big screen. And if you've seen this movie, you already know it's not just another run-of-the-mill zombie film. Directed by Yong Sang-ho, Train to Busan took a simple concept, people trapped on a high-speed train during an outbreak, and turned it into one of the most intense, emotionally driven horror films in years. Fast zombies, tight spaces, no escape. But the real reason this return matters is this re-release is happening 2 weeks before his new film, Colony, hits theaters. We just talked about that for the Canes release. And if early descriptions are accurate, Colony is going even bigger, a biotech conference outbreak, a mutating virus, and survivors trapped inside a sealed facility. Full body horror transformations and all. So this isn't just a re-release, it is a setup, a reminder of what Yong Sang-ho already did before he tries to drop it. So my question for you guys though is Train to Busan the best zombie movie of the modern era, or does something else take that spot for you? Let me know your answers in the comments ahead. Quick shout out to our friends over at Fanatical. Don't forget you got that star deal, Murder on the Orient Express, right now for 82% off. Crimson Desert, 15% off the Mystery Egg Bundle with 30 keys available for $19.79 right now. Pragmata drops next week, April 17th, 17% off pre-order right now. Escape from Tarkov got 25% off on that. Hit the links, grab the deals, play the games, and support the show. Next up, there's a new horror thriller in production right now that feels like it's pulling straight from that 80s psychological lane. A Most Delightful Game is the title, officially shooting in Canada, starring Ruby Modine, Richard Harmon, Karen Konoval, and directed by Bowman Modine in his feature debut. The premise: a young woman investigating her sister's death is pulled towards a mysterious, death-plagued highway where something unknown is waiting. A strong setup, and the fact that it's set in the 1980s tells you exactly what kind of tone they're aiming for. Isolation, slow burn dread, psychological unraveling, not just jump scares. Also worth noting, special effects are being handled by a team that's worked on projects like Lone Legs and Peacemaker, which means this isn't going to look cheap. So, my question for you guys, do you prefer horror that leans into real atmosphere or something more modern and aggressive? Let me know your answers in the comments ahead. Okay, quick shout out to the homies over at Grove. The homies, right? Stranger Things Complete Collection, July 28th. Pre-order is up right now. Also pre-order of Day of the Dead, which will be June 16th. Cloud Atlas also on the 16th. Slither hitting June 23rd. Don't forget It, Welcome to Derry Season 1, complete first season, May 5th also. Lock in your pre-orders. Take advantage of those discounts at Grove. Get that physical media up. And finally, this might be one of the more interesting shifts happening in horror right now. We mentioned this earlier, but Bill Hader is stepping into full horror mode with his upcoming film, They Know. He's not just starring, he's writing, directing, and producing. And now we know joining him is Linda Cardellini, who horror fans already know from The Curse of La Lorna and the upcoming role as Pamela Voorhees in Crystal Lake. So, in regards to They Know, the story centers on a divorced father who begins to suspect that his ex-wife's new partner is having a dark, unnatural influence on their children. And that setup, pure psychological horror, no monsters yet, no gimmicks yet, just paranoia, tension, and something not quite right. And if you watch Barry, you already know Hader understands tone and tension very well. So this could end up being one of those films that catches people off guard, but in a good way. Here's my question for you guys though. Do you trust the actors turned directors more in horror, or do you prefer career horror filmmakers? And you can even say actors turned directors or comedians turned actors turned directors. A whole bunch of lanes you can go with that. But let me know your answers in the comments ahead. Today's take. Here's what stands out today. In today's episode, horror is shifting in two different directions at once. On one side, you got big cinematic returns like Train to Busan, building hype for the next evolution. On the other, you've got creators stepping into horror from outside lanes, bringing new perspectives with them. And honestly, that balance is exactly what the genre needs, because horror doesn't stay alive by repeating itself, it stays alive by evolving. With today's Spotify poll question, what kind of horror are you most excited for right now? Zombie survival horror, psychological slow burn, retros 80s style horror, new director driven horror? And don't forget, if you got a tip, trailer, or a story we should cover, DM us at HMUNCUT and we might feature it on the show. That is it for today's episode of The Final Cut, your daily pulse in horror. If you're watching on YouTube, like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, follow so you don't miss the next episode. Spread the word on the show. Big shout out to all the new subscribers, people commenting, especially on the shorts and the show. We really appreciate y'all checking in, and I will definitely respond back every single time I get a notification. So always, I'm Travis. You guys know the deal. We'll be back tomorrow. More updates, more headlines. Until then, you know what to do. Keep the lights on.